Hey YouTube, friends and family, Fast Eddie here. So you guys seem to enjoy that last video I did with this small Winchester 2535. So I wanted to do this video for you guys and whoever else is watching. But I brought out some other Winchesters that I have. This happens to be a Winchester model 1897. I think it's referred to as a Model 97, also referred to as a trench gun. This is a pretty early one. I did run the numbers on it. It seems to be early, like 1900s. But also you can tell like if it's an early one by kind of looking at that shape of that wood there on the stock. So that's an indication to me that it's in an older model. I am not a collector. I know I love guns just like most of us do. I think most of us, but what I love about this gun, I feel like it's a part of history. Winchester was one of the best gun manufacturers of our history, and it seems like they've never lowered that standard. Just a top quality rifle always to the date. Yeah, so this one is I want to say it's like a Model 12 pump shotgun with a hammer, but I'm not sure on that. I'm not again I'm real knowledgeable on this. It is a full choke. Says right there, full. You can see the Model 97, 1897. And I believe when they first started making these pump shotguns, I think they called them a repeating. Yeah, they called it a Winchester repeating arms. I don't think they really referred to it as a pump, but I'm not sure. Another question that I have that maybe somebody else can answer. I'm trying to figure out, was there a piece that went there, trim or something, for this gun? See how it kind of dresses around there? I don't know if that's somebody added or what, but this is a very good working gun. I have shot it a number of times. It shoots good. Being a full choke, it reaches out there quite a ways. It's got a long barrel on it. I know that cowboy style, like guys that shoot, they like this hammer style of a shotgun here. I believe that you can do a rapid fire with it by holding your finger on the trigger, and let's see, I believe as you fire, you ratchet it back and then forward, and then it fires another one. So I've never done that. I'm not I don't like to push the limits on what a gun is going to do. You can't really see any bluing left on this gun at all. This is not a gun that was handed down to me. It was a gun I purchased many years ago, and and to today's date, I'm sure that they're pretty pricey. I didn't pay much for it. I kind of loved the gun, that it was a pump action shotgun with a hammer. I just thought that was really cool, and I think today that people would agree. So that's one I have. I'll show you another shotgun that I have that's similar to this one, just not as old. We'll set it down on the chair here. This one I have a little bit of history on. This was given to me by another family member. They found it here locally back in 1964 in a flood. Somehow it floated in on a pile of rubbish. It was in a gun case. Showed a little bit of wear. He said that it did have some little bit of rust issues on it there. I've never addressed any of the issues as far as, you know, trying to refinish it. I just kind of left it as it was. It's a perfectly well working gun. This is a Model 12. Right there, you can see it. Model 12, 12 gauge. And it is also full choke. I believe it's the same barrel length as the one I showed you earlier. So I would say this one is somewheres in the 60s model. You could see right there that the shape of the butt area is different from the earlier one. So yeah, it's a pretty nice gun for shooting. I'm sure you could hunt fowl with it and do a wonderful job. Yeah, really good shape. Show you another one here. This one came from my uncle that it had the Winchester 2535. You know, I've actually never heard of this brand of a gun. It's old. Let's see if you can see it there. It says J.B. Clement. Clement. Never heard of it. Anybody knows? You know, don't be hesitant to share the information. I'd love to hear it. On the barrel top there, probably most of you already know by looking at the barrel that it is laminated steel. You read that there? That is about the only markings I can find on this shotgun. And right there. I do know that my stepfather had this gun worked, and it is a 10 gauge. You could see that it's double barrel. Now, who would be brave enough to shoot this monster? I don't think I would. For one thing, the Damascus or laminated barrel is not liking the powder charge that we would probably put behind it. I guess you could put a weaker powder charge in it, you know, to shoot it. I don't know if they used what kind of powder they used in the day of shooting this, and then to use some sort of caps there to put down fire on that. I don't know if it uses, I guess it uses standard 10 gauge, I guess so. So that's gonna be the striking pin right there. Yeah, for a minute I was thinking it was a I've never really looked at this gun much. I've never had the desire to shoot it either. It's, again, you can see the stock that it's pretty early. It looks kind of fancy, you know, in the scroll work on the stock, but as far as, you know, much on the receiver part, I don't see any fancy work on it, so I don't know if it was a pricey gun or not. But yeah, I mean, I have no desire to ever sell it. It's part of the family. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So let me show you another piece. This, of course, is not a rifle. This is a Smith & Wesson 357. Let me make sure that I tell you right in the model number. One-handed here. So I don't know if it shows there. I think it's a model 66, indicating that's a stainless K-frame. So this gun is more like well, I mean, you could see the holster there. It's more like a law enforcement issue. I believe law enforcement used this style of a 357. A revolver didn't become as much of a choice after they come out with the popular Glocks and SIGs. But I think people liked having the 357, a 9mm caliber size with a little more power than, say, a 9mm auto. But I wouldn't know. I'm not a law enforcement. So when I got the gun, this is the grips it had on it. At a later time, I ran across this holster and belt. I don't remember how I purchased it. If I found separate pieces, met a friend, and they sold me pieces. I really can't remember. It was so many years ago. I apologize. But I really liked, I do remember a friend, I think he was in law enforcement, so he knew the things I needed on the belt to make it complete, to be on, you know, for a service revolver. So handcuff keys, handcuffs. Looky there, Smith & Wesson. So those keys actually work for these handcuffs. That was the person's name there that I must have bought it from. B. Foley, maybe a Bob, I don't know, sure. Fussing with this with one hand, but I forget the style of this weave of this pattern on this belt, but I was happy that I found all the pieces to make it complete. This belt loop part here to make it latch into this other side. These are speed loaders here, where you would put speed loaders. So here's a couple here. So what happens is you drop your shells in there, and then you turn this piece down here, and it locks the shells in, bullets, and then you drop them in, and then they just hold in there. And then you close this. This would have been here an option of carrying maybe like a flashlight, or I think that's what, maybe mace. I don't know, but that give them the options of carrying something in there. I was told that, you know, a flashlight is what they like to carry in there mostly. Of course, you know, over times change. You know, different things need to be put on the belt and accommodate for whatever it is. But yeah, this is something that I liked, that kind of I felt like went with this gun, being this was a K model Smith & Wesson 357, and these Hogue grips here, I really felt like worked well with the with this whole assembly here. See if I can put the gun in the holster. show you how it goes in there. I'm not sure I'm going to be successful with this. We almost got her. Yep, just like that. So that snap would snap down there, and then the gun is concealed on the in the holster. Trigger is covered. Hammer is covered. Okay, so this holster would have been specific for this style of a gun, and I'm assuming that this holster was made for pretty much this exact gun. Maybe not this exact gun, but this same frame and barrel length. I think this barrel length was pretty standard for law enforcement. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this follow-up for this video of rifles and the handgun that I have. So thanks again for watching, and y'all have a good one.